President Trump, using emergency powers, apparently turned on a faucet in the Pacific Northwest to allow water to flow into California. We here in the Golden State are now drinking Trump water. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Norman Chad. Norman Chad. Welcome to Gambling Mad with Norman Chad. I am Norman Chad. Coming up today on the program, Donald Trump is throwing a lot of people out of a lot of countries. Who does he think he is? My iPhone is dying and Apple wants me to buy another one. Who do they think they are? And people are claiming the NBA is all but dead. Who are they to tell me? Gambling Mad, as always, brought to you by Fritos, picked fresh off of Central California trees every morning, direct to your local retailer every afternoon. And by the refreshing taste of Fresca. Fritos and Fresca. It's a meal. My apologies to anyone within the sound of my voice today. I am losing it. Spent a lot of time over the weekend shouting at a lot of people, trying to take care of business for you and me. And I'm so dedicated to this job, no matter how bad my voice gets today, I am here for you on Gambling Mad. So the Kansas City Chiefs are headed back to the Super Bowl again. And the information superhighway is gridlocked with pea-brains from Poughkeepsie shouting, the whole thing is rigged.
They took my
Okay,
job.
are these NFL games rigged? No. You want to know what's rigged and fixed? Wall Street, Hollywood, Washington, the WWE, and most arranged marriages. Everybody tired of the Chiefs winning or tired of Taylor Swift cheering in a luxury box is telling me that the Chiefs get all the calls or the NFL purposely favors the Chiefs. Okay, is it possible the Chiefs have gotten a lot of favorable calls in recent seasons? Sure it is. We saw a couple last week against the Bills. Okay, it's also possible, my friends, that the Jacksonville Jaguars have gotten a lot of favorable calls in recent seasons, but nobody gives a rat's ass about the Jaguars. The Chiefs are on national TV a whole bunch, so more people see their games and more people just blather on about what they see. Folks, it is a hard game to officiate. Mistakes are made. You have 7 officials on the field watching 22 players. In the NBA, you have 3 officials on the court watching 10 players. So we're talking about 1 official for every 3 players. Maybe, just maybe, here's a solution. The NFL uses 22 officials, 1 per player, and the NBA should use 10 referees, 1 per player. And I'll tell you a couple of things right off the bat. 1, they will still make mistakes, and 2, people will still shout to the high heavens that it's all rigged and fixed. We'll get to the fixed thing in a moment. And by the way, 22 officials for 22 players. You could have had 75 observers at a Jeffrey Epstein party, and you'd still miss half the sexual misconduct going on. The thing is, if you called every infraction at an NFL or NBA game, it would be a flag fest and a foul fest. The officials do use some discretion and judgment. Trust me, in his prime, Shaquille O'Neal would get fouled 15 times a game. LeBron James gets fouled 15 times a game. Did you really want to see Shaq taking more free throws back in the day? Okay, let's turn our attention to the conspiracy theorists who contend the NFL is rigged. Okay, show me the chain of command on this. Show me the paper trail. I mean, somewhere along the way, you'd think we'd hear from somebody involved in this nefarious process. Yeah. I worked for the league office. Roger Goodell would call one of our senior VPs on his burner phone, and that guy would text the head of officiating, and that fellow would email the head referee of the Chiefs-Chargers game, and the ref would tell his line judge to call a phantom offsides with 1:38 left in the fourth quarter if he thinks Mahomes is about to throw an interception in a tie game. You know why the NFL was a better game in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s? Nobody saw any of the games. No TV. No controversy. People complain these days, by the way, that the NFL doesn't have full-time officials. Hey, in 1940, the people officiating the NFL championship game were a librarian, a postal clerk, a fellow who delivered milk, the deputy sheriff of Mayberry, RFD in North Carolina, and some fellow they called Uncle Ned who brought all the whistles. Get out of here with all this stuff. I don't want to hear it. Time for Trump tittle tattle. All the latest news about the man once chosen by his high school senior class as most likely to be convicted on 34 felony counts. Cue the music! President Trump instituted a sweeping crackdown on undocumented immigrants, inadvertently detaining half of his housekeeping and gardening staff at Mar-a-Lago. President Trump's plan for the Gaza Strip is to relocate more than 1 million Palestinians to other countries. This is rather impressive. He is now looking to deport people from other people's countries. President Trump wants to reassign 88,000 IRS agents to the border. His plan is to audit every deported illegal migrant on their way out, with all unpaid taxes collected transferred directly to Dictator Don's 2028 inauguration fund. Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna introduced legislation to add President Trump onto Mount Rushmore. I don't make this stuff up. This is true. Representative Luna wants him on Mount Rushmore tomorrow. Representative Luna, with all due respect, the man was impeached twice in his first term, and he is about 2 weeks into his second term. Not sure he has Mount Rushmore bona fides yet, but we'll check back in 2 weeks. 85% of Greenlanders surveyed said they do not want to become part of the United States. President Trump hailed the landslide victory and sent Eric North to scout locations for new Trump Golf Club resorts. President Trump visited Las Vegas, including a trip inside Circa Casino. The last 3 times Trump had walked a casino floor, at Trump Taj Mahal, Trump Plaza, and Trump Castle in Atlantic City, each property went belly up several days later. President Trump, using emergency powers, apparently turned on a faucet in the Pacific Northwest to allow water to flow into California. We here in the Golden State are now drinking Trump water. Thank you very much, Mr. President. President Trump's VP, J.D. Vance, announced that Tucker Carlson's son, Buckley Carlson, will be his deputy press secretary. This is what we call in the business a DEI for Dummies hire. President Trump's Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, was sworn in and celebrated by tapping a keg at the Teen Babes, a winter party hosted by Matt Gaetz. Yeah! Upon hearing President Trump mention he might serve 3 or 4 terms in the White House, the Statue of Liberty sunk into New York Harbor. President Trump has paused all federally funded cancer research, part of his Make Cancer Great Again campaign. And finally, President Trump's youngest son, Barron, a freshman at NYU, announced he will major in bankruptcy. That is Trump tittle-tattle for this week. By the way, as we went on the air today, as I was driving in, I was told that Elon Musk was nominated. He's been nominated by, I believe, a Slovenian congressperson for a Nobel Peace Prize for his championing free speech. This almost silenced me today. I'm without words. I'm going to process this. It's going to take me maybe a week or two, could be a month before I'm back on the air. And then I will address this particular anomaly, apocalyptic bull S when I return. Elon Musk, possibly Nobel Peace Prize winner. We'll address it when I return. Right now, we will carry on. As many of you know, we have asked the question many times in recent weeks, can the USA annex Canada and still remain at 50 states? Today we're going to take a look at yet another proposal on how to do it that I have forwarded to the White House. Let's go over to the big map to give you more details. New Mexico. Hardly anyone lives there. Only 2 million residents, even though it's our 5th largest state by area. What do? Let's gift it back to Old Mexico. That's right. Newer Mexico joins Old Mexico, and bang, you got a bigger Mexico. A lot more land for Mexicans to go farm and occupy and whatever they want to do. Okay, this means that we no longer, this is so good. This kills a couple of birds with one stone. First of all, we no longer have to build this expensive border. They're not going to be coming across anymore. They got newer Mexico. And then we take the money we save from that and we erect huge fans along the northern border to blow that cold air back into Canada. My goodness, 2 solutions with one thing. Okay, let's now tell you that Canada then becomes our 50th state. Why? It doesn't have to become number 51. Because we gave back New Mexico to the Mexicans. All right, quick weather update for you. Phoenix, Arizona, you're getting a big break. Only going to be 96 degrees this Sunday. Almost cool enough to go out and watch your NHL team, if you still had one. Traffic and weather on the 5s all weekend. Back to the desk. My iPhone is dying. Of course it is. It's designed to wear out. They call it planned obsolescence, like the Kennedys, I hope. I don't even use it that much. I still use a landline. Anyway, it's a brilliant strategy by Apple and the late Steve Jobs. Create a product. Create a product everyone wants. Then, 1, make sure it breaks down just often enough so everyone's got to buy another one. And 2, keep adding features to each model so you can continue justify raising the prices and you create a whole buzz and demand to get that new phone. It is capitalism at its cynical finest. Exploit your customer base and squeeze every single penny out of them. So essentially, Apple is robbing us while pretending to cater to us. Planned obsolescence, what a concept. In a way, the American automobile industry was doing this in the 20th century until Japanese cars hit the U.S. market. Chevys and Fords were low-performing piles of garbage that needed to be replaced every 3 or 4 years. Then we got our first taste of Toyotas and Hondas and Nissans, cars that got better gas mileage and lasted longer, and the U.S. industry, the car industry, had to adjust to survive. Anyway, smartphones are smart business. They hooked us on an indispensable necessity, and they keep enhancing it so that we have to crave the latest version. Actually, maybe that's the beauty and the brilliance of the Kardashian gals. Show them just a little leg and booty at first. Then show them a little more and bang, you've got the fella, hook, line, and sinker. Then toss the loser out and do it again. I've never been what you'd call an ahead of the curve technology guy. Actually, hold on a moment. Hey, Wells Fargo, Norman Chad. Can I cancel a check that I wrote yesterday? Yeah, it might bounce. It was for my annual subscription to TV Guide. Yeah, check number 329. Appreciate it. Great customer service. Thank you. What are we talking about? Technology. Okay. Technology hit me in the head the other day, and all I saw were stars. It was dreamy. My buddy Jesse Fullen dragged me to Cosm, Los Angeles, an immersive venue in Inglewood, California, to witness the Wrexham Birmingham City EFL soccer match live. I virtually never watch soccer on TV. I haven't been to a live match since I was paid to go to cover the 1986 World Cup in Mexico City. This, at Cosm, this was otherworldly. It was better than sex, and you got to eat and drink while doing it. We were 5,200 miles away from the event with the best seat in the house. It was as if we were in the stadium in Wrexham, Wales, without the traffic or the hassle or the cold weather. With this immersive technology, just imagine sort of a massive curved flat screen that is life-size and life-changing. You're at the game, but you're not. You're in the stadium, but you're not. And even if you don't have the best virtual seat, we were in the corner near one of the goals. The camera angle changes as the ball moves, allowing you to have stunningly good views no matter where the action is. Cosm venues at the moment are only in LA and Dallas. They are expanding fast later this year to other markets. General admission for this event was $20. The club seats we had were sort of pricey. I think they were about $80 each. I didn't pay much attention because Jesse was paying. And now I am a Wrexham fan. I am now a de facto Wrexham season ticket holder. My plan is to attend every home game they offer, assuming I can wake up in time to make the 15-minute drive from my LA home to the Cosm Theater in Inglewood. Oh, by the way, Jesse's not going to be around for the next one, which is coming up in a few weeks, so I do need someone maybe to drive me to the game if possible, buy me a seat, and, I'll go with you. Hit me up on X. I am at Norman Chad. My old friends at the Rio Hotel and Casino, home of the World Series of Poker from 2004 to 2022, have been emailing me and many others who used to stay there with a 4 complimentary room night offer. Not bad. Sure, it's only good Sunday through Thursday nights, but that's okay. I can paint that town red on weekdays. And it's 4 complimentary nights. Oh, plus, then it says down below in smaller print, resort fee applies. Oh, does it? A resort fee, really? That happens to be, in this case, $56.69 a night. So, in effect, Mr. and Mrs. Rio, or whoever runs the joint now, you are not offering me a free room for 4 nights. You're offering me a $56.69 room for 4 nights. That would come to $226.76 for the stay, not including the daily parking charges or the $8 bottles of water. You see the difference? Free's not free. Free is not free. Free is a lot. Me and Blue are tired of this. Yeah, I travel with Blue everywhere. You stick us with a resort fee, I sneak in my pit mix. FYI, the Federal Trade Commission has stepped up. Last month it said it will soon require hotels to disclose all fees up front when they list prices. Frankly, this just means that the resort fee will be absorbed into the room rate. At least it won't surprise you as it does now when it's a separate charge on top of the advertised room cost. Either way, we are screwed. Let's just move on and try not to think about it. Before we wrap up, I'm going to say this one time and one time only. The NBA is not dying. It's alive and kicking. The sexy narrative out there right now is that the NBA is dead. No successors to LeBron or Steph, too many Euro stars, and too many three-point shots. Well, we're anything but sexy here at Gambling Mad, so we say this. Fiddlesticks! NBA game attendance is at a record high. The NBA just signed a media rights deal through 2035, which will pay $76 billion. National ratings are down a little bit at the time, but local market viewership remains steady. And I have nothing but love for the current crop of Euro stars. Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Wemby. All of them one-name icons in their prime. Other stars will emerge as well. They always do. Plus, the NBA has worldwide appeal that the NFL and MLB lack. American football is played in about 75 nations. Baseball is played in about 100 nations. Basketball, it's played everywhere in nearly 200 nations. No other game has the worldwide appeal of basketball, with the possible exception of Racco. Hey, maybe you're asking, why do I have 2 Racco games within arm's reach? In case I lose one! That'll do it for another edition of Gambling Mad with Norman Chad. I am the sore-voiced Norman Chad. Hope to see you again next time. And remember, if you're gonna roll the dice, make sure they're loaded. I am a beta male, and I'm proud of it. I am proud of the fact that I let women tell me what to do. I am proud of the fact that I am overly sensitive to those in need. On the other hand, I'm a little tired of being called a beta male as if it's a bad thing. By the way, I'm not only a beta male, I'm also a shallow stater. I spent some time in the deep state, but frankly, it was just a little too deep for me. So are beta males such as myself weak and submissive and feeble-minded? Maybe. What of it? We're also nurturing and reliable, thoughtful and supportive, caring and cooperative, easygoing and good-natured. I wouldn't hurt a fly. Heck, if I had a fly swatter, I would use it to carry a fly back to safety outside, or maybe I'd use it to cook a fried egg if I didn't have a skillet. You want me to be an alpha male? Sure. I can transform into an aggressive, dominant, assertive dude who oozes masculine energy. Already on weekends, I sometimes become a giga Chad. Yeah, look it up, you hockadoodles. But absolutely, positively, nothing gets me more riled up than some smug-ass Sigma male wannabe hump and a half calling me a beta male. It makes me gambling mad!
Gambling Mad with Norm Chad is written by Norm Chad and ghostwritten by Norm Chad. Executive producer John Scheinberg, Rick Barrio-Dill, and produced by Norm Chad and Rick Barrio-Dill. Associate producer is Bree Coury. And on editing, Asher Friedberg. Audio, video, engineering, and studio facilities provided by 360 Pod Studios Beverly Hills and Slap Studios LA. If you want to complain to Norm about anything, make sure to reach out at Gambling Mad Show, anywhere you get your socials, and at Gambling Mad with Norm Chad on YouTube. And if you really want to get at him, send a message to info@slapstudiosla.com.